Prime Minister Mark Carney unveiled a bold plan to strengthen Canada's borders today, warning that in a dangerous and divided world, Canadians must be prepared to protect ourselves.
So the border is heating up a little bit. Canada's scrambling to keep up. Mark Carney's government just dropped a doozy, deploying 1,000 new border agents, claiming it's for Canadian safety. Come on, guys. That is a response to Trump's tightened border policies. Ottawa probably would have not done it faster. But Trump's in charge, so they're like, okay, we better move a little quicker because Dad's not happy. It's kind of that situation, how I kind of interpret it. Might be oversimplifying it, but sometimes truth is just that simple. You see, Trump's in control. Canada's struggling to follow his lead. So here's what's really going on. Check this out.
CTV's Bob Belichico is at the Ambassador Bridge with the impact we will see here in Windsor.
Well, Stephanie, today's announcement will see the federal government invest over $600 million over the next 5 years to hire 1,000 border service officers, including 45 here at the Ambassador Bridge. Now, the goal is to thwart those who threaten Canadians and the supply chain. The federal government says it's taking serious steps to strengthen border security.
Together with these measures, we will make sure that our country remains safe and our economy is protected.
Deputy Government House Leader Ariel Caibaga toured the Ambassador Bridge Friday to get a closer look at efforts to crack down on illegal activity. Minister Caibaga announcing a government investment of $617.7 million over 5 years to hire 1,000 officers, including an additional 45 at the Ambassador Bridge.
And those new officers that are coming are not going to be working here on the front lines at this border crossing.
Acting CBSA director at the Ambassador Bridge says instead, the officers will support enforcement teams focusing on postal, marine, and courier shipments where illegal firearms and contraband are often intercepted.
Mark Carney's latest announcement on border security reeks of panic. The Canadian Prime Minister is now claiming that Canada needs to invest over $600 million and hire 1,000 new border agents to protect the country from threats. Look at this tweet. Our border officers are essential to our security, keeping drugs, guns, and criminals out of communities. So we're investing in the Canada Border Services Agency to hire 1,000 new officers who will keep our border secure and our streets safe. Good. The truth is, though, that is a reaction to the dominance of Trump's policies. It's not fooling anybody. So let's break it down. This is about more than just border security. It's about Canada scrambling to catch up with a superior American system. First, let's talk about the timing of this announcement. In the world where America is tightening border controls, cracking down on illegal immigration, putting out the message that nationalism works, globalism does not, Carney's government is playing catch-up. This $600 million plan, which includes 45 new officers at the Ambassador Bridge, doesn't look like proactive policy. That looks like damage control because you got caught, and now you're like, okay, you're trying to hurry and catch stuff up. So why the sudden burst of action, Why? Well, for a long time, everybody thought that it was never under serious threat until the U.S. started making its own moves and started freaking out over it. And then Canada's response to the U.S. showing strength and actually putting real pressure on them about it, then Carney's government had to lurch into action. The timing is everything. Trump's been ramping up border security in a way that has put other nations, especially Canada, under pressure. A lot of pressure. I mean, he's been blowing up submarines. He's been blowing up boats. And one reporter in the White House asked him, well, why don't you just do the Coast Guard? And his answer, pretty blunt. He said, well, we've tried the Coast Guard and it doesn't work. It hasn't worked for the last 30 years. So now we're just going to blow them up. There you go. But instead, now, getting back to Canada, instead of taking a stand and setting its own course, Carney's bending the knee to American will. That's just embarrassing. It used to be a once proud sovereign nation. That was Canada, is now just a shadow of its former self. So let's talk about the $600 million plan. Okay, sure, it sounds like a lot of money, but that's a drop in the ocean to the scale of the problem. $600 million over 5 years. The U.S. has been investing far more aggressively in its border security and enforcement, while Canada appears disjointed and piecemealing its border at best. It's reactive. It's not helping anything. It's not going to really, sure, it will help to a degree, but The real question is, why hasn't Canada been addressing these issues before? Why wait until the US freaks out and makes its move? I mean, don't get me started on the actual logistics of it. The plan isn't even about stopping illegal crossings at the front lines, which maybe you were thinking I was leading to. You see, they're actually sending these new officers to focus on postal, marine, and courier shipments, where illegal contraband and firearms might smuggle through. Now, that's their choice? Is it really the most pressing issue of Canada's borders? I mean, yeah, it's important to stop illegal weapons from entering. The real problem on the ground, though, is illegal crossings and mass migration is being completely ignored.
There's also funding that's going to be coming for technology too as well to allow us to enforce the goods that are coming through.
That upgraded technology includes a large-scale imaging unit to scan trucks faster and more efficiently. That new X-ray will allow officers to examine a truck in approximately 10 minutes compared to hours if it's done manually.
We may end up intercepting a firearm part. It's not the actual firearm itself, but individuals will ship parts separately, get it across the border, and then assemble it.
The fact the new strategy includes spending on new technology like large-scale X-ray machines, that's a sign of how desperate they are. How else do you describe it? Sure, the new tech might make things more easier, but it doesn't address the fundamental issue. Canada's reacting to U.S. dominance in border security and not leading the charge. Why is Canada always the one step behind when it comes to protecting its own borders? Why is it that the U.S. has implemented effective measures while Canada is still fumbling around with slow, outdated systems? Let's not forget, this is coming also on the heels of growing frustration from businesses, truckers, manufacturers, and exporters. They're the ones bearing the brunt of these delayed policies. Carney can talk about all he wants about national security, but it's the businesses that are facing the financial repercussions. It's slow, reactive choice-making, billions being lost in trade and logistics, and Carney's solution is to just do a knee-jerk response? You're panicking. And if you're wondering whether this will actually help Canada regain its footing, not really. Trump's border policies are working. His economy is booming. The U.S. has never been in a stronger position. It's not going to work. It's not the same. Canada's scrambling to play catch-up. And, you know what they say? When you're chasing someone, you're always a step behind, right? So what does that mean? It means Carney's government has failed to act until it was almost, well, I would say now it's too late, truly. It means that instead of setting the agenda on border security, Canada's once again following the U.S.'s lead. America's in control right now. America's stuck reacting to it. The announcement's a clear sign that Carney's lost control of the border and his credibility. So instead of taking charge and showing leadership, he's kowtowing to American pressure and the country's sovereignty. It's worse. This is not a border security issue. It's a matter of national pride. Can't you see the ego hit here, though? Now they're scrambling to do it because someone else is doing it. Not because, we need to do it. We care about it. We're doing it because someone else is making us do it. See the difference?
Assurances from the White House that what's happened with Canadian borders will be enough as leveraged feature.
The focus of the 1,000 additional CBSA officers is to ensure that our agency has the best available men and women who could ensure the security of the border, but also do critical enforcement within Canada. This adds to the 10,000 plus personnel who are at the border right now. With the announcement yesterday of the 1,000 RCMP officers, this will greatly enhance our capability at the borders, ports of entry, as well as enforcement within Canada. This really is about ensuring Canada's safety and security and our sovereignty. This really is not a response to the U.S. As you know, we have a border plan back in December where we invested $1.3 billion in additional resources, and we saw the results of that today here. We've also introduced legislation, Bill C-12, that will give border service agencies more resources and more tools to do their jobs more effectively. So this will certainly ensure the safety and security of Canadians, and that's our primary objective.
Now, Carney's latest move is nothing more than a desperate attempt to cover up his government's failure to control Canada's border. So let's break that down. The announcement of 1,000 new border officers sounds like a major win. Sure, there's some truth to that. But really, it's just a reaction, not a solution. He's trying to frame this as an internal issue, but every detail screams that it's a response to the growing pressure from the U.S. Trump's leadership, the U.S. is closing its borders and cracking down on illegal immigration. Canada is still scrambling to catch up. This isn't about keeping Canadians safe. The additional 1,000 RCMP officers isn't a show of strength, it's panic button. Meanwhile, Trump's America continues to push forward with powerful border security measures that have been working for years. It's this kind of leadership that Canada lacks. Carney's government, like they want you to believe they're doing something about sovereignty, security. No, you're doing it because Trump is making you do it. You're doing it because the U.S. is pressuring you. You're doing it because you've tied yourself so much to the American economy that you can't do anything that truly tweaks up America big time. Because if they suddenly pulled back hardcore, it would really hurt you guys really badly. Sure, it would hurt the U.S., but not in the same way. The fact that Carney has to invest $1.3 billion back in December and still needs more resources, that proves he's playing catch up. This is not proactive, it's reactionary. It's too little, too late. Trump's policies are working. He has the U.S. under control. America is benefiting from it. Canada? I think it's really just an optics war that has been lost by Canada. That's what I think. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm Griffin, your host here at Zone Media Network. Thank you so much for tuning in, and feel free to head on over to American Zone for the latest American news, where you will see me there. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. It does help us out a lot. Thank you all so much. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.